This is Salamancer, and if you like playing the Sith in TF2, I guess do what Shmuel does, because that is scary. But we've got another wonderful Highlander game for you guys going on today, and you do see that it's Gangsta Gang Gaming versus Looking Handsome. And Looking Handsome, I don't know if they're a new team or if it's like a bit of a change up in the roster. I know that Hein is now on Looking Handsome. And GG, I think, just did get their heavy back in the game. That's Mela, yeah. So they had some connection issues, but they wanted to start the game on time. And what are you? Wow. What? I mean, like, really? What? That is so ridiculous. Okay, well, if anyone wants to know, I'm sure you all play your fair share of not Highlander, of pub games on Badwater. Well, that's a sticky trap right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a sticky trap. Wow. Okay, so great way to start the game off, and I guess we are going to see what happens here on defense for Gangsta Gang Gaming first, as they are spotting their opponents. And it sounds like we got a detonator going on out of the pyro. That is Star playing with the detonator. I'm sure he's probably doing the degreaser extinguisher as well. Combat Toast, meanwhile, looking at the medic. Oh, he's taking a jump. He's spotted the medic here. Forces the Uber very early. That's not going to work out at all for our blue team. Meanwhile, the Bone Masher takes down the engineer. Lays down. Oh, didn't lay down the sappers for some reason. Why didn't that happen? That's not good. The engineer is down, but he'll be back up in the next 7 seconds. And blue team isn't really able to do anything about this. Fathom, meanwhile, pushing the cart along with that scout, so they're going to try and get it there as quickly as possible. But remember, they will have to deal with no sentry. Now it's all a sap. There you go. And so now they don't have to deal with sentry. They do have to deal with enemies having the high ground. Very quickly, though, Mela jumps down there, keeps his medic with him as well. That medic, of course, is Seabass with 100% Uber. And now Combat Toast is down to the sniper, but they are still doing some good damage there on Gangsta Gang, trying to hold it down for as long as possible. Because, of course, every second counts in these Haloed stopwatch games. Stingray spotting Star. I don't even know how Star got there, but spotted him out, took him down. And now we do have Heavy versus Heavy, and there's finally the Uber out of Seabass. Hein doesn't want to use his yet, but he's going to have to. Nice force by whoever that scout was. Blaze, actually, is playing scout for Gangsta Gang Gaming. That is almost completely unfair, but well, not completely. I mean, it's 3 invite players allowed per team. Of course, Blaze used to be an invite player. I think he's intermediate now, but he was an invite level scout and pretty darn good at it. Mela jumping back away from here, probably going to want to throw his sandwich. Oh wow, he pulled out the Gru there with 7 health. If he'd taken 2 Gru hits, that would have killed him. Anyway, GG here. I'm just calling him GG. That's easier. Doing a really nice job holding on to this point for a long time. The sentry's down though. Bone Masher once again doing some nice work for his team. I know you guys have seen Bone Masher in the past. He's done some pretty awesome work as a spy. He, in fact, is an amazing spy. So just some amazing players on both these teams, and it's always nice to see awesome players in Highlander making the most of every single one of these classes. Anyway, here comes interesting little push here through the tunnel, and they're actually deciding maybe to back out of this because pushing through that tunnel is so dangerous. You're walking through a choke point when you could just be trying to take the high ground. Looks like Hein is going to lead his team upstairs. Meanwhile, interesting, that's a level 1 Wrangled Sentry. Didn't do a heck of a lot, but at least did some damage. Watt taking a bunch of hits. And I'm trying to find Bone Masher, but I can't. There he is. He's going up behind the engineer and taken down by Blaze. So Blaze, you know what he's looking out for. Seabass still standing up here. I don't think he's died once yet. And that is an extremely important thing. In fact, GG setting up the sentry, although B-Man, really nice chasing down Shmuel there. And now Seabass pops the Uber just to try and save his own skin. Going to put a little bit more delay time on that cart as well. It's about 1:25 left, so they've already wasted like 3 or 4 minutes here on this first point, which is pretty huge. Let's get the star cam right now. No, let's not get the star cam right now. We'll get the star cam later, as Napalm is actually doing a really good job of holding things down here on the high ground. So his team can push forward. He's going to try and look for the sniper, who is almost inevitably going to be down that little hallway trying to shut it down. It's just what you do as a sniper. And he does spot him. Can't take him out, though. And twitched his aim just a little bit too high there when he saw that sniper jump. Watt, meanwhile, though, is... Oh, he's actually pretty far back. So not going to have to worry about the sniper anytime soon. He's really just trying to help his team hold the high ground. The cart is getting pretty close, but there goes Stingray and Crux. And a Hein air pipe there by Shmuel. Wow. who may actually be Bio. I'm not sure. Bio is a pretty good explosive class player. And now our good friends on GG are going to have some time to set up their defense on the high ground. Blaze trying to stop this scout from pushing that cart anymore. But I mean, every little second of time on that cart really counts. Phantom gets taken down. Let's see here. I want to see how this looks on defense for our Pyro. No, Star is down still, so oops. But yeah, every little second of time counts here, especially when you're trying to push that cart forward. And so even if you have to sacrifice, a spy or a scout or something, sometimes you just want to make sure that cart does not move backwards, and so you have to send them in to keep tapping it every 30 seconds or so it doesn't move backwards. Moving backwards is a very bad thing. But GG still holds on to the high ground. They don't have that sentry up anything other than level 1, and right now would be the time for our blue team to respond and destroy it. Sounds like, though, Hein once again has Uber forced a little bit early. There it is, inside this narrow little choke. They're going to have to run away. They've spotted the demo. Can they finish him off? Yes, Schmoll is down. And interesting positioning here for the blue heavy behind this little thing. That actually absorbed a lot of the fire from the red heavy. Very nice. So he and Hein are still alive, trying to push their way up to the high ground. And there you go. The engineer ends up biting the bullets. Actually bit like probably 30 or 40 bullets from that minigun. Sentry is still up, still doing its job. And a nice kill by Raz. Actually got 2 kills there. He got Fathom, the Pyro, and then took out Napalm, the sniper, as well. Bone Masher up once again. He's getting around right behind his opposing team using the normal invis watch. So it, of course, uses ammo and runs out slowly as it uses that ammo. Going disguised as a demo man, but he's getting... Oh, look at that stair stab. Oh man, that's crazy. Weird medic here for GG. They're trying to hold on as long as possible, and Bone Masher actually takes the rest of that Uber away from him and then kills him with a revolver. Wow, this spy is just a beast, and so that's really going to help his team push forward. His enemy, the enemies don't have a medic anymore, and now he's going to come over, try to just finish off this. He could have actually shot that with a revolver if he wanted to finish it off. But there you go. Now pulling out the revolver to make sure he can help push the cart, and that is what they got to do. Even if you have to sacrifice the spy sometimes, better to do that than to let the cart move backwards. So now our blue team pretty much holds the high ground. They still have to worry about this demo over here, but he's getting... Well, actually, he could get that health kit and be just fine. I don't know what he can do. Nice kill by Raffelmauer to take down Crux, the demo. And sadly, this red engineer cannot get the sentry up on the point right anymore. So we're probably going to see this point capped pretty soon. Medic and Heavy on the point, but there you go. Medic was taken down. That is Seabass down. Hein is still using the Vitasaw, so he's going to have about a 20% whenever he goes. And we have B-Man coming in with a bonk. There is no sniper, so he's not going to have to worry too much about that. But Star is actually doing a really nice job of just blasting him up in the air, and tried to go for the hit there with the axe extinguisher, but his opponent was not on fire, so it didn't work too well. Nonetheless, a decent defense still. That card is so close to being capped right now, but it's also very close, 10 seconds away from starting to move backwards. And still nothing out of our blue team here to indicate that they want to push this card. Okay, Scout coming in. Maybe you want to try and see if you can do it, but not going to happen yet. And wow, nice snipe there. Cart is now moving backwards, and so as it gets further and further away, it's less and less likely to get capped anytime soon. We just have GG kind of standing here and still holding it down. Here comes Uber. Oh, not the Uber yet. Well, yeah, it should, actually. And there's a dead ringer from our blue spy. And they are going to get this time around. Star trying to blast people away, but this Uber is going to secure them the point. There you go, the spy getting the cap. It's Bone Masher doing work. And there are a couple good things about getting this capture. One of which is that the blue team should be able to capture this high ground now and help push further forward. Of course, that is a nice Uber flash, keeping 4 players alive at once. Combat toast goes down, though. But the other advantage is that now this door will not open anymore. And so the defending team needs a good teleporter, or they're going to have to walk the long way around. And most likely, because there is no NG setup up here, they are going to have to walk the long way around. NG's probably going to start setting up way back here already, and it does seem like we do have some fighting going on, but we will see probably an NG nest pretty far back pretty soon. Napalm, whoa, gets saved there by his own Pyro, who he had to run away from that roller, and the Pyro ended up air blasting it so that it wouldn't damage him anymore. Nice thing to do, very nice thing to do. Star trying to deal some detonator damage, but I've never been able to time those detonations right. I just can never light anyone on fire, so people who can do that just seem really skilled to me. They practice it a lot, you know. Napalm looking for a shot on the heavy, can't quite hit it. Mela still at a nice overheal percentage, and he's got to be careful here. Oh, here comes Uber, but a good counter Uber by our red team, and he's going to body block that heavy from getting anywhere forward. Wow, Mela actually, I'm sorry, Stingray, the blue heavy got away from that, but Crux didn't. And GG's going to hold on for a little bit longer. Bone Masher, not using the Dead Ringer. He is down. So GG going to have an easier time defending this, but they lose their heavy! Watt is now one of his team's last remaining hopes here to try and stop this capture. Of course, they still have a medic in demo, and that's a pretty important combo as well. But Hein is going to have an Uber just slightly before his opponents. We'll see if they can actually push with it. And Raffelmauer setting up a sentry in the high window up here, interestingly enough. I've never actually seen a sentry get put there, but could be pretty useful. There is, meanwhile, a wrangled mini-sentry down on the low ground for our blue team that is looking handsome. And there you go, sentry is set up. Look at how little time is left right now, 3 minutes left. This card has not been pushed very fast, guys, and that is a problem for our blue team. They're now also taking damage from Raz, doing crazy work on the Spy. Has to watch out that he doesn't get caught out, but he's going to try and kill maybe this Spy. Nope, Pyro, I'm sorry, but that's not going to work for him at all, and he's dead. Meanwhile, we've got Star versus the blue Pyro there, Fathom, and who won that one? Mela won that one. Mela ran in and killed Fathom. So that's going to be another good defense for GG. 2.5 minutes left until this round is actually over, and I'm not even sure if our blue team can get that cap. They do have Bone Masher, but he's pretty far back right now. And Seabass took a bit of damage. There's your teleporter, taking the team. That's not actually too far forward. Not a lot of distance covered with that, and that's a problem. If you can't move that teleporter far forward enough, then it's going to take your team much, much longer to reinforce and get in position for these pushes, so it's just delaying everything right now. Seabass has a 80% Uber, almost up there already. So, plus look at that, look how far that heavy had to run just to get up with his medic. Not a good thing. So, actually Seabass just got taken down. Dropped the Uber to Bone Masher, so Bone Masher is still positively destroying lives right now. Seabass even saying, dude, that was awesome. I'm just going to give that one to you, man. That was awesome. There goes Raz, though. He is not using a Dead Ringer either, or at least he wasn't using it there, because he's dead. Napalm trying to do some advanced sniping work here for that heavy. Can't take him down, though. But now the cart is getting slowly pushed forward. Mela jumping around to try and stop this Pyro, who lights him on fire, but that won't last very long. A Star extinguishes him. That air blast. And now here comes the Uber from the blue team. They are going to get this cart pushed onto the second, or the third point. I'm sorry, the second point. Took a bit of damage in the process, but Combat Toast is down. Could not take down Hein. And meanwhile, there's a demo behind lines as well. What's going on over here? Looks like our red team really severely overextended there. But the thing is, they know they've gotten a lot of kills, and they are going to get away with it because they will get respawns in time. Oh, Raz, that was hilarious. Not even sure if the soldier saw him there or what was going on, but uh-oh. Now Raz is in trouble, and he's just gonna he just abandons himself to his fate. I think he might have even taken his finger off the keyboard there, just kind of stood there, and he's like, yeah, you found me. Okay. Guess I'll wait out the respawn timer. But Gangster Gang Gaming is sitting back on their last point now. Let's see where their sentry nest is. It is going to go down in this little alcove. Not a bad idea. And the cart not pushed very far forward yet. Part of the problem here is that there's been some really big aggressive defense by GG doing a very nice job on D. One of the biggest benefits for our red team here is that they have had a Spy to do some really good work. And there he goes, takes down the dispenser here, tries to take it down as well. Wait a minute. I think, was that... I don't even know where the sentry was, but it looked like that engineer was using the Wrangler, the Gunslinger for a second. Which would not make sense on defense, because that would be mini sentries. And you want a big, full level 3 sentry. You want on defense. But it does look as if, with only 3 players left alive, this is the time when, yeah, there you go, Crux wants to jump up and start spawn camping, and he does just that. Star gets taken down there. Stingray's got a kill on Raz as well. And so if you can keep your enemies trapped in their spawn, they've only have like an engineer and a demo man left alive against your 5 players, that is when you need to be pushing the cart. But they're not pushing the cart right now, and they need to do this. Look, everybody's spawning on the low ground, and that could actually spell doom for our blue team here. Looking handsome, not looking good in terms of cart time right now. Oh man, they should have been pushing that a lot more than they did, and Crux did such a valiant job at spawn camping. And yes, it's a legitimate tactic. Some people get angry about it, and of course, that just means that you're not being quick enough on the draw as soon as that spawn door opens. You need to just, assume that as soon as the spawn door opens, there could be stickies out there, and you need to back away from it. So, you know, it's not like some magical area where you shouldn't be killed out of honor. It is just your spawn. And Crux, was doing a really nice job of spawn camping to keep his opponents from being able to defend the cart. I mean, it's a tactical play right there. Problem is his friends, his team, was not pushing the cart, and even though it's not moving backwards right now, it could have been capped a lot faster. So, let's see here. We need to see the defensive spy here. We've seen the offensive spy, but somebody's asking me. We need to watch Raz. Shmuel actually is behind enemy lines, interestingly enough. He might be able to find the teleporter, get away with some murder here. But he's got to be really careful not to be seen. Oh, he's going for the enemy medic. Can't get him. And now he's in trouble. Oh, Shmuel. He's actually gotten one kill on Fathom. But there you go, he does die. And Raz is now just kind of hanging around. Disguised actually as a pyro. Disappear. And we'll see if you can't get a pick, because the cart is now moving backwards once again. Blue team not able to put together a really good push. And here, the ever-popular scout disguise. Just so he can take down the sniper. Nice kill on Napalm. It's going to help his team defend for a bit longer. And actually takes down the Stingray as well. Not a lot of good communication right now on Blue. We were not able to finish off Raz for quite a while, so we got 2 kills there. Bone Masher, meanwhile, trying to get on this sniper once again. But now he's in trouble as Star and the sniper are both after him. And, oh, there goes the Uber. So now Bone Masher is dead. Definitely very dead. Hein tried to push his team in there, but once again has gone down as well with some percentage Uber, meaning that this card's close, but it ain't going to be capped anytime soon. Seabass finally taken down, and Crux is trying to do some spam there as a lot of the red players are on the low ground. But very nice work there from Star himself to knock all those pills right back into their face. That was that's a scary thing to see. Like, you think the Pyro's in the low ground, and all of a sudden he walks around that corner right in front of you, and you're just like, oh crap. But Napalm headshots him, so he's now down, and he's still got to deal with that pesky red sniper hanging out right there. But, oh, that actually could have killed him. That one sticky bomb could have done it. Meanwhile, we do have the spy once again just inching that cart ever closer to this ice sculpture. And there you go. I think that's going to be the capture. Very close to it, but no! Hein actually got stopped there by Shmuel and the spy. I'm sorry, I was going to say Pyro, but that was the spy. Oh, going for the air shot. Didn't work, but he ends up taking down Napalm anyway with the flames. So once again, no sniper for our blue team. Very, very annoying when you were playing on blue. And Bone Masher just ate it there. Ended up getting some sticks right. Well, I was going to say something weird, but I think we'll stay away from that. I said enough rude things last game for all of my games. 60 seconds left, and you know what? I think GG might actually hold on to this. They might not get their last point captured. That is always a sign, not just of a strong defense, but of an all-around strong team. If you can defend your cart from getting captured, it means you are very likely to win that round. Shmuel ends up running in after that. I think he was going for a Caber kill, possibly. No idea, but really that was a bad idea, because he should have just kind of waited for the enemies to come to him, set up some sticky traps, done some damage that way. Dying as a defensive demo man is never a good idea. Watt finishes off that body shot, and Mela now standing there with the with the Uber on the cart, just to stop it from getting captured. 18 seconds. There goes Hein. Fathom's down as well. Combat toast. In return, I just bit my tongue, and there's not a lot of players left up for either team. Shmuel gets 1 or 2 kills there. Going to try and stop the cart now because he's got all these nice sticky bombs, but he gets bombed in by a soldier of their own. Oh, he goes for the Caber. Can't hit it. There is going to be overtime here, but there goes Raz. Seabass trying to stop this cap now, and he can't do it. Only 3 players left, so there you go. In overtime, 17 minutes and 34 seconds. That was the time that was set by Looking Handsome, and now GG has to get all 4 points in less than 17 minutes 34 seconds. I think they can do it. Definitely think they can do it. Because they looked really solid. But it all comes down to how the defense plays out by Looking Handsome. And it looks like they do want to set up the sentry in the normal location. There's going to be a Boston Basher laying on the ground there, as long as nobody picks it up by accident. And there you go. There's going to be 2 weapons lying on the ground for the engineer. You can just grab those as extra metal. 3 weapons. There's a rocket launcher here as well. It's always nice as an NG to be able to just grab whatever weapons you want. You have enough metal to build up everything right away. Get it all to level 3. Good stuff. Meanwhile, what is happening on offense? Got Seabass deciding not to overheal anybody. I mean, you know, he's probably just dicking around in spawn, which is always funny. But my deal in spawn as a medic for Highlander is that I always want to be keeping people overhealed as they walk out, and I want as much of my team overhealed as possible so they can be more aggressive as they push forward. It's every little bit counts, right? He did get a couple good overheals. It looks like he's running the crits, and that's actually a really good idea. He wanted to make sure his team. Let's see, where's he? I think he's going to put it on Schmoll. Yeah, he is. Okay. So he's running the Kritzkrieg, and he stopped healing for a while because he wanted to not call Uber charge until it sounded like he was going to have a normal Uber. Remember that Kritzkrieg does charge 25% faster. Here goes the Crit Stickies. Oh, and immediately they take down Crux. Now the Engineer down as well. That's the only 2 kills they got out of it so far, but it doesn't even matter. They got some really important kills. Bone Masher's down as well. With Crux, the Demo, and Metsada, the Engineer down. This location is very vulnerable. I mean, you could see sniping, you can see all kinds of stuff. Right now, the sniper actually holding down the left side pretty effectively, though. Was that Napalm? Yes, it is. Okay, so he's doing a good job. Raz, though, is going to try and sneak in. Probably decloak under the stairs. Yep, so we can see him do that. Or very few people can see him do that. I think Scott might have seen it. But now he's going to go for the saps. Now, this medic, of course, knows he's a spy. He gets taken down, but does it matter? Not really. I mean, he would have liked to get the medic kill, but already Hein is down, and the Uber's ready. Looks like they might pop it on the heavy this time, unless Crux can stop it. No, he can't! That is some crazy laser beams coming off that heavy. And finally, Seabass was, I think, backstabbed there by Bone Masher, so ended the crits a little bit early, but that is probably going to be a capture for our blue team here on the first point. Which is pretty important considering that they held off the first point when they were on defense for a lot longer than their opponents. It's looking solid for GG so far. Very solid. But our red team is going to start setting up their defense, and they've already got a nice second point defense. This is going to be more organized than it was on GG. GG had some difficulty setting up a level 3 up here, and it looks like this is going to at least get to level 2. There's a spy hanging around, but he's going to hang around for much longer. Well, there you go. A nice kill, though. And the sentry's down. So GG just putting on the aggression, twisting the screws a little bit. You better watch for that. Oh, wow. Okay, Mitsada is down. Crux down as well. 3 players alive for our red team. And that heavy up there, Stingray, is kind of holding it down. Not too shabby. He's going to end up dying here. He doesn't have a lot of health left. Does kill the sniper. Nice. Nice, but does it matter? Not really. So he's not going to be able to stop this. His Pyro comes in to try to do that. And Blaze is now doing some pressure of his own. Yeah, red team just has to back off here, or they're going to lose their medic and die. And really, you don't want to do that because then you're basically just giving up the 3rd point for free. Why bother giving the 3rd point for free? You can have the 2nd point for a little bit longer. Well, GG's pushing forward, and they managed to cap it. Still 14.5 minutes to go. Remember, that was 17.5 minutes, so they're already, like, they've capped 2 points in 3 minutes. So, you know, I think this is going to be okay for them. Fathom taking a full overheal here. That means, oh, I was going to say that means Hein is actually building slowly, but he's actually not building at all. He's at 100%, so he doesn't have to build anymore. He's got it. So now they're just kind of playing defense, watching for spies, which, I mean, that spy for both teams, Raz and Bone Masher, are just really amazingly pesky. They're very, very good. So Crux now spotting the stickies that his opponents is setting up. But he doesn't spot the soldier jumping in on enough. He manages to get away as Clip from Looking Handsome got that kill. Metsada actually putting the sentry gun in exactly the same spot, so that's apparently becoming a very common sentry location. I have not seen it before, but I like it. I do like it. And he's aiming directly at the cart right now, kind of waiting to see if anybody peeks their head around there. Gotta watch for snipers. That is a really scary thing when you're kind of sitting here on the Wrangler, because you get tunnel vision sometimes, and a sniper or a spy could really just ruin your day. The question is, where is Raz right now? Raz probably wants to get in here and try to kill this. I don't see him being in position yet. Well, the Uber's in, and it's being body blocked. Wow, beautiful body block, actually. Oh, this is... that demo. Shmoly just died a terrible, terrible death. So, GG, not sure what they were going for with that push. They should have just backed away. Raz now finally knows where to go to take out this sentry. Uh-oh. Spotted! He's gone. And so GG They're faltering a little bit on this offense. They don't have a teleporter up yet, but they're getting there. They are getting there. Oh, Napalm with a nice headshot on Combat Toasto, so Seabass not going to be able to build on him for a while. He's got this heavy. It'll be good for a couple seconds building anyway. But they're actually backed up pretty far, and this is kind of how you want it to be. On defense, you want to be as far forward on this particular point as possible, because that way you give your engineer plenty of advance notice when stuff's coming in at him. You try to force the Uber before it ever even hits the sentry, and Hein is going to be in a decent position to do that. The charge is ready. What just happened there? I don't even know. But here comes the Uber now, and it is counter-Ubered once again by the red team. So this looks like where Looking Handsome is going to make their stand. They might be able to get away with it if they can hold this point for long enough. Bone Masher down. And there's, of course, Spy gone for our red team sniper as well. That's going to give... Oh, it's going to give the Spy and Sniper free reign here. And it's going to be the Engineer down. His stuff is getting sapped. That is not good for our defending team. Clip finds the Soldier. He's taken down as well. So this is looking like a very scary push now from Gangsta Gang Gaming as they get this cart all the way to that point, and they are so clustered up right now. A crit sticky would kill all of them, but they know the enemy medic isn't even alive. Oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. I'm casting a lot today. But the sentry is just now going up, and that's that heavy. You could actually jump right down and kill it before it even finishes building. Up too late, but they do need to jump down quickly. Put down the enemy heavy instead. But yeah, there they go. They do spot this sentry, which is now getting up to level 2 and take too much damage. It's down. That's Sada down as well. So that's pretty much going to be a good round. It is 10.5 minutes left to go here before they have to cap it. And so GG so close already to the capture that that's going to be round 1 in favor of GG. And I'm being told that apparently there's a caber kill on the medic, which is hilarious, and I missed it. Darn it. Maybe somebody can send that to Moments of Glory, though, so the XTV can capture it in all its glory. But there was a caber kill. Darn, I missed it. I'm not going to go back now. No, sir. I was just telling my stream chat here in halftime that if you are new to watching this game, or not this game, but this channel in particular, youtube.com/fatmop, there's a couple games in particular you really are going to want to check out. The 90 LGV laser beams game was solid. The Poisonous Timberwolves versus 420 TF2 was amazing. There were a few others that were just wicked exciting, and most of the ones I do are wicked exciting, but a few in particular. Bone Masher using the Cloak and Dagger in a really nice spot here. You don't normally see Cloak and Dagger too much from Highlander because you end up camping too much. You don't get enough real cloak time out of it, so it makes you less likely to get, it makes you more likely, put it this way, to get less frags per second or frags per minute than you do with any of the other watches. But in this particular situation, Bone Masher wants to be able to see everything that happens. He wants to stand right here on this ledge and watch as soon as somebody comes out that he can actually get a kill on. So it's not a bad location because he can be totally invisible for the entire time that he sits here. Doesn't have to move around. I'm going to watch Bone Masher from Looking Handsome and see what he goes for here. As this time around, it is, of course, GG's turn, I should say, to set the time, and then their opponents get to change it. There is a crit screen going on right now. Blaze gets taken down, though, and so really no kills yet for the offense team, for Team GG. It's not a huge deal. I mean, pushing out of here at the beginning of the round is tough, and it didn't work this time, but you never know. Bone Masher still waiting to see. I mean, he's kind of just sitting here waiting for his opponents to get past him so he can be behind enemy lines, and he is right now looking at the medic with decloak, and nobody's noticed him yet. And there he goes. There's that Spycicle kill. And he actually got away with it too, so he's just kind of standing in the tunnel right now. The cart, meanwhile, has been pushed pretty far forward, but there is still a sentry up. Raz is coming in, though, I think. Yeah, nobody's spotted him yet, so he's going to probably get the sapper. No, he didn't! He goes straight for the medic! Hein is down! Bone Masher, meanwhile, standing around behind the cart. The spy is gone, but it is already too late. That is a... I don't know if that was a dropped Uber. I didn't see if he had 100%, but now he's only going to be down to 19. And that sucks, as Seabass is going to have a pretty nice time here with his 60% Uber advantage, well, 50% with that Vita Saw, but you get the idea. He's pushing his team really forward here, and so now it's just up to Bone Masher to see if he can't, like, you know, get a couple picks, but it's not going to be able to stop the cart. The cart is already on the first point, so there you go. Bone Masher is going to probably decloak behind this sniper. He's been doing a good job so far, but this is the problem with Cloak and Dagger. You're stuck, you know, if you want to move around behind people, you're stuck kind of waiting for the Cloak and Dagger to recharge, or you have to really rely on those disguises, and relying on disguises is a tough thing. He does manage to take out Combat Toast, though. He's going to be happy about that. And he's been spotted. Somehow he's still getting away with this. I don't understand it. Anyway, meanwhile, while he kind of derps around with Cloak and Dagger, what is set up for defense? A level 2 sentry up on the roof. And they're going to have to stop people from walking up here, but it looks like so far they have. And we'll see. Bone Masher's still alive, actually. He's not died once yet. And he's not even using the dead ringer, which is kind of nice. Waiting for this soldier to be unable to see him, and then he's probably going to sneak in for a medic kill. Be really careful. There's a lot of eyes that could watch him. Now, it looks like they are all disappearing, so he's really just going to stay invisible. I like it. Until he spots the medic. Oh, goes for the stab, and this time around it's not going to work. Oh, but it doesn't matter, as the Uber is in for our red team. Nice Uber there. Seabass didn't manage to get away after all. It drops with 99%. That sucks. So, a really solid defense once again on the second point here by our red team. Actually, it's much more solid than last round. Looks like they've really got it set up now. And where did our good friend Bone Masher go? He is still alive with his Cloak and Dagger, and he's noticing that the enemy sniper is really causing problems. So he wants to take him out. There you go. Takes out 2 players and is still alive with 5 health after just completely ignoring the mini-sentry there. And why did he ignore the mini-sentry, you might ask? I'll tell you why. Because if he'd sapped it, people would have heard the sapper going off and they would have turned around. So he's doing a nice job right now of being the original Cloak and Dagger spy right here, Bone Masher. Meanwhile, looking handsome. You know, if they can hold this point for 5 minutes, then, I mean, they've practically got a free win for this stopwatch round. By the way, I do explain it a lot, but it's always, it's tough if you don't, you know, if you've never watched competitive TF2 before. The point behind each team getting a chance to attack and defend at one time is that, oh, look at that, nice work by this Pyro up here, although he doesn't take it down. But the point is that, you know, instead of just being like, okay, well, we successfully defended, so we win, each team is trying to set a time and then beat it. And so you have to both attack and defend in one round. That way it's symmetrical. So that instead of just being like, oh, we got defense, defense sucks, it's like, well, we're going to attack and defend. We have to do both. And we have to do both well in order to win. And so that is, of course, we've already gone through one stopwatch round, one full attack-defense cycle, where GG won that very convincingly, and this time around they are attacking first, trying to set a time that is good so that they can defend it quite easily. But they're not setting a good time yet, because this time around our red team is doing a very good job at defending that second point. Getting a wrangled level 3 sentry up there, along with all the stuff you can have walking around it, the heavy, the pyro, etc., is such a nice defensive location. But bear in mind, I mean, a lot of people will look at this and say, oh, well, if I just set my level 3 sentry up there, everything will be fine. No, you need the rest of your team coordinated with you to stay on this roof. And there you go. Raz coming in, trying to get the kill. Oh, didn't work at all. And now Stingray, nice kill on that heavy. And B-Man snuck around to kill Seabass while they weren't looking. So he caught us by surprise too. And that's going to mean that, once again, our red team holds on for a lot longer. Of course, really, to take out this location, you almost need an Uber. If you don't have an Uber, you're going to be in trouble. Bone Masher did finally die at some point there, so he might end up switching watches. That's why we're doing this position. Cards are moving backwards right now, ever so slowly, which just means it's going to take more and more time for GG to get that cart forward. Not a fun thing, but the scout's going to come and try to stop that, and he does. Nice, so at least it's been stopped from moving backwards for now, but that sentry's still up there, and nobody's in position to take it out. Schmoll, actually the demo man, really useful in taking down those sentries, is dead. Just respawned, so he's got to get in position, and once again, it's just more and more time off the clock. Seabass dead as well, and the more Seabass dies, the medic for GG, the more he dies, the worse it gets, because it takes a good 45 to 60 seconds to build that Uber charge up, and that is a lot of time off the clock. 2 minutes left to go here. They've I gotta tell you, red team has defended this for an admirable amount of time so far, and they are only continuing to keep the pressure up. So Hein has his 100%. He's going to have to watch for spies, snipers, all kinds of stuff that can jump on top of him. B-Man came in to try to maybe kill the medic there. And Seabass is going to push his heavy forward. But this is such an overextension. He is going to be ready to run, which is good. But, the spy gets around behind, and it doesn't even matter. Bone Masher takes them down. This is the problem with trying to push forward when you don't have that Uber ready to go. Sometimes it'll work, but if it's just you and a heavy and you don't have an Uber and you're trying to push against an enemy that does have an Uber, I mean, what are you gonna accomplish there? Apparently nothing, because the spy can sneak around behind you and kill you. Watt, meanwhile, does take down Napalm, which is pretty useful. But there's sticky traps on the cart right now. It has moved pretty far backwards, and there's a minute 10 left. So this actually, I think this could be a nice, easy round win here for our red team, because if they hold it to this point and it does not get captured, then what we're going to see... Oh, we have some friend one out here. Then what we're going to see is that there are two options available for our red team. They can either cap the first point faster than their opponents capped it, a minute 44, or they can cap the second point regardless. And because their opponents just didn't capture the second point at all, then if they cap that second point, they automatically win because they capped more points than their opponents. Now, Watt and Blaze are getting forward trying to push this cart, but they still have to deal with the sentry. And if the sentry's not down, they're not going to be able to push it all the way. That's just the simple fact. So since they have not built an Uber up, and they're not even keeping the cart, I mean, it's going to be tough to keep it in overtime just because of how nasty a spam lane this is. That's going to be it. Their heavy died. The medic can't get the Uber charge up. They're all Geradi'd, which means they're going to have to be even, playing even farther back than they normally would, because that Geradi is so fierce. And there goes Combat Toast. There is probably going to be a little bit of overtime on the cart, but not a lot. And look at this. The spy is just trying to block people from pushing it forward. Now here comes the Uber as well. And that's it's going to almost be all she wrote. 3, 2, 1, and the heavy's still on it. Kind of trying to pull a clutch move here, but that's really going to be it. The cart will not be pushed any further than this. And there you go. That is going to be a pretty easy way to win a round for our red team, which is now our blue team. As you can see, they did switch sides because now it is time for the team that was defending to go on the attack and beat their opponent's time, which, it's pretty easy considering a minute and 44 on the first. Now, first time around, you remember that this team that's attacking now, looking handsome, they attacked first, and the time they set on their first point was more like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So, they probably won't beat the minute 44. It's a really, really solid defense out of the red team. But what they will do is probably be able to cap that second point, and because their opponents never capped the second point, they're going to win it. That's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point. I mean, it's possible that GG could hold it off, but I doubt it. Oh, I doubt it. Okay, so Combat Toast. I bet you never know that. No, you know what? I think we've already done this joke. I think we have. No, I'm not going to do it again. Combat Toast, you don't get any jokes. So we're going to play the straight man today. Be very serious about Combat Toast and his TF2 ability. He's just using a perch to watch the enemy medic. Some spam coming out there, and he tries to get the kill on the engineer. Can't do it. Oh, my throat hurts. And he's pretty much just waiting. Where is that medic? If he can get the medic to pop Uber again, he does do it! Oh, that sucks for the blue team. If you have to pop the Uber this early, it just means that you're not able to use it to get anywhere. You really want to use the Uber to actually take down the sentry, and now, of course, it is already over, wasted it, and they're probably going to lose their heavy here. Oh, very close to doing so anyway. Sentry is taking people out. Took down Bone Masher anyway, who I think was trying to go for a snap there, and couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. Badly trying to help his heavy stay alive, but he's going to need some help as well. Probably going to hit that cabinet, so his medic doesn't have to worry about healing him. And Clip is on the direct hit. Oh, nice hit there on that soldier, actually. Combat Toast took a hit. Probably not going to go for the air shot, but he is going to try and go for the sentry, which I think has already been taken down. No, he's not. It's a bit damaged, but not too much here. And oh, there you go. Raz ends up taking down a couple players. So GG doing a really good job on defense with the Spy, but Bone Masher ends up taking down the teleporter, and the Sentry will die as well. So that is going to be that. Star not using the home wrecker could have saved that Sentry. It doesn't matter too much, though, because this round is pretty much a foregone conclusion, and we are going to go to the third round. And you heard that. It said mission ends in 10 seconds, 5, blah, 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 blah. That's just for the first point. And so they're not going to be able to cap the first point faster, but you see now it switches over to a different mode there. The stopwatch says, oh, nice little jump there by Star, actually, just to get up faster. Now the attackers just need to cap 2 points, and they win. And so Star, trying to help hold them back as much as possible. Every second counts. If they can actually hold out that second point, it will matter. But the wheel of inevitability here is turning very quickly. And actually, Roffelmauer, that was the wrong decision. He did this last time around too. The thing is, look how long it takes him to respawn, 10 seconds. And already the blue team is going to be getting up here. They have to deal with a demo, but Bio is dead. And there you go. There you have it. This is the problem with trying to set up a secondary sentry in that little alcove. You're going to get spammed very quickly, and then you're going to die, and you will lose the high ground. So this is going to be over really fast. That card is already halfway there, and they are beginning to camp this doorway. There goes Watt. Yeah, it's going to be a 3 players of life for GG. So it's going to get tied up here. It's going to be a stopwatch round win for each. It is played as a best of 3 stopwatch rounds. So we have one more. Holy crap, guys. I am going to kill my voice.
60 seconds.
And, just so you know, guys, I have just received word from Hein himself that he does drink from the toilet. That's going on the VOD. So, Hein, you are now immortalized probably for not the right thing, but hey, whatever. It's cool. Anyway, since we are on to a third stopwatch round, it will once again be our blue team trying to set the time. That's, looking handsome, trying to set that time. Gangsta Gaming trying to defend for as long as possible and then beat the time that their opponents set. So Gangsta Gang on defense first. They will swap over to offense after whatever happens in this particular round. And so, of course, you're going to see the blue team will try to set as fast a time as possible, try to get all 4 points capped to make it tough for their opponents to beat. Where's Raz right now? Actually, wait a minute. I've been told to watch this instead. Combat Toast is going to be ready to do exactly the same thing. He's already forced to pop twice, so we will see if he manages to do it a third time. He's jumping straight in at the medic, but this time around some good dodging from Hein, and he's finished off by the heavy. So that actually did not work for them that time around. They've lost their soldier. In return, though, the blue sniper is down, so not a huge, not a bad trade, I guess. And here comes the Uber. Finally, blue team able to get the Uber in the position they wanted to, and they're blasted away by the Pyro. So once again, some great Pyro work there. But is the oh no, I thought the engineer died. His teleporter and dispenser did though. So he's going to need to reset those, and he will not be able to reset the teleporter because he has to build the entrance back at spawn. By the time he goes back to spawn and does that, of course, the sentry will be down. So pretty much just have to deal with what he has here. And reinforcements will be a lot slower to come for the defending team. Are you kidding me? No mini sentries, huh? Okay, well, that's cool. It's cool, I guess. As Metzada tries to set up a full level 3 here behind the rock. Interestingly, I've never seen somebody do that before. Meanwhile, Red still able... Oh, no, they actually lost their sentry. No, they didn't. They're just moving it around so it can actually face the cart. What is up with the blue sentry here? Not even built up full way yet. But that sentry got spammed in, and there goes everything. Crux with a couple of good kills there. And he is not done yet. He's going to go after the sniper here as well. Can't quite finish him off. And he's got to be careful about this scout who's now on his stuff, on his junk. Turns out that's a pretty good place for a scout to be in relation to a demo man. I'm going to stop digging this hole, I guess. Anyway, nice stab there by Raz using that normal knife. And Stingray pushing forward. He's spotted the enemy medic. Seabass died. Seabass actually died. That is not good for GG. They've held off the first point for a decent amount of time, but it's not going to be for much longer. And once again, look at this. Their engineer is doing the same thing. He's setting up a sentry down there. If I were him... Yeah, this is not a winnable defensive position at this point. Roffelmauer, do exactly what you are told. Get back up onto the second point. He's doing just that. Maybe a little bit late. but he should have enough metal to start setting up a sentry. There he goes. He just, it's, uh-oh. The rest of his team is not there to support him. Somehow, Crux manages to hold that off, though. Or no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, I don't even know what I'm talking about. That is not getting held off at all. The sentry's still there, but I think Engineer is down. Raffelmauer, yes, is dead. And Star notices the sniper, or I'm sorry, the spy, trying to go for a stair stab. Not going to happen this time around. And here we go. Is the cart going to get capped yet? No, it's not. Kill there once again by our good Pyro friend Star, who is now going to have to deal with a sniper and I think a scout here. Kill him, but yeah, they're going to be okay. So let's see. The blue team here is looking handsome. I always forget. Sorry, that's why it takes so long to say the name. I'm always like, oh, what's the name? I don't remember. But no, it's looking handsome. I got it. I'm popping their Uber right now, actually. There you go. It's just finished. And a nice shot by Napalm to take down the Pyro. The red Uber is out, and they actually got air blasted. Oh, I hate when that happens. They got air blasted away from the cart just long enough for it to get pushed over the limit there. So even though the Medic, Heavy, and possibly Demo Man are out here right now to try and hold it down, they will not be able to hold it down for terribly long. And 3 minutes is a decent capture time for those 2 points. Our blue team just needs to get a little bit further forward, and they need to cap the 3rd and 4th point in a similar amount of time to really put their opponents on tilt. Oh, nice! Napalm takes down Watt before he was even scoped in or looking in that direction. And now, looking handsome is looking, oh, not looking too good actually. They just lost a couple players there. Raz, beautiful kills on B-Man and Fathom. And he even activates, no, he actually gets the kill on Bone Masher as well. Nice, this guy is just on a rampage right now. Raz for GG, single-handedly holding off an entire push from the blue team. But he may get spotted here in the stairwell if he's not careful. No, okay, he got away with it. And he's going to be waiting for somebody to come in. Okay, saps the sentry. Didn't necessarily have to do that, but I guess if you wanted to get some backstabs, it helps anyway. Because that way the sentry won't start shooting at him immediately as soon as he uses his disguise. And he is now, oh, caught out there. Nice work by Fathom and B-Man. Notice that, and Metsada. And so now Blaze kind of leading the way here for his team to defend it down on the low ground. The Medic and Heavy on the high ground. That's going to be Seabass and Mela, if they don't have an Uber yet. And Hein actually does. Bone Masher, meanwhile, is trying to escape some pressure of his own. 70% here for Seabass, and they're getting closer and closer to this Uber so they can counter Hein. Where is the blue Uber at this point? It's nowhere to be seen. Metsada goes down there. Okay, they're just now pushing around through the left-hand side. Seabass at 80% for some reason has not been building very quickly, so they're not going to get him, though. And there goes the Uber. Stingray needs to get a lot farther forward here if he wants to be effective. And they don't even know where the enemy supply or whoever else the killback is. There goes the Uber from GG. This time around, though, the Pyro, Fathom, is doing a really good job and not being caught by this Heavy very quickly. Oh, Seabass taking a lot of hits here from those stickies, and he ends up dropping to Metsada using the shotgun. So, GG, where they were in a good position just a second ago, they lost their Medic. They lost a lot of their combo, and that's going to mean a disaster for them on this 3rd point. 5:47 to cap these 3 points so far, and if Blue Team can keep the momentum up, which they probably can with his Uber advantage, they could make a really nice quick capture time. The average, I think, on Badwater is like 8 or 9 minutes. And so, I mean, just getting the average means that, about 50% of the time, people are not going to be able to beat you. And that's, being in a situation where a coin flip essentially decides whether you win or lose, not a fun position to be in. You'd rather be in like a 99% chance to win, right? So, Seabass, wow, look how damaged he is right now. 11 health, probably going to get away. No health down there for him. Nobody to give him a sandwich, so... Oh, and he does get taken down by Napalm. Meanwhile, the Uber is in for GG. They are definitely keeping the aggression up. Oh, gotta keep pushing the cart, though. They gotta watch out for this demo up here, but a very good collapsing on that demo as soon as they spotted him, and he is gonna die. Coward's death, just kidding. Raffelmauer coming in and trying to get some kills as well, and there you go, Raz taking on a couple players. Meanwhile, the announcer lady is laughing like crazy, and our red team is finally getting a defense up, so not too bad. Problem is, it's not the world's most optimal defense. It is, in fact, amazing. Well, anyway, our blue team here about ready to prepare for another push. They've got a slight Uber advantage. Means that if they push on the clock, they could get away with some decent kills. Combat Toast and Star are both down right now. But, ooh, Raz could be in trouble here. No, somehow managed to get away with that being seen. And then runs into a Pyro. Oh, I hate that. Just hate that. Pyro is running around, spy checking everywhere, and you're just like, oh, come on. I really needed that. Napalm, meanwhile, gets a headshot on Mela. So, wow, looked like 5 players, now 7. They just got 2 respawn. But the Uber is in right now. Seabass still at 85%, and he's getting pressured in by a scout upstairs. Where's that teleporter, actually? Seabass is very close to death. Probably around back here, I don't know. Yeah, I think he got away with it. And it looks like Heinz Uber didn't really do a heck of a lot, especially because there is a mini-sentry. Really, that mini-sentry means that the red team, instead of relying on a sentry for defense, they are relying on their players' deathmatch skills. And so far it's working. The Uber scout chasing down a demo, but now Seabass is really out of position here. And there goes his heavy, and there he goes as a result. Not good. That is exactly what blue team needs to set a nice little capture time. Probably going to be at 8, maybe 9 minutes. So, oh, look at that flare shot. Fathom. 8.5. There you go. 8.5 minutes. And so now, can GG beat 8.5 minutes? It's possible. It's very possible. I guess we'll find out. Setup time anyway. Of course, we get to see how these teams set up their defense, but normally on a map like Badwater, only 1 or 2 spots where you can really do it anyway. And yes, these players are suiciding just to give some metal to the engineers so you can pick up these weapons and be able to build a little bit faster. Always nice. So we are kind of waiting here for the setup time to finish. And of course, the reason for the setup time is just so that these players can set up a proper defense, and both teams will have an Uber at the same time as they run out of the gate. So it's all about how they use that. All about that wonderful engineered defensive setup before the gates open. And he's, of course, setting it up in the normal spot, where first off it's just going to be holding down the high ground, especially with that Wrangler. He can keep this entire area covered. And then he can move it back as soon as the cart gets through here. And try and get some kills that way. Try and cover that cart's progress as much as possible. And immediately that cart is moving. Of course, it has to move. GG cannot afford to have it sit still because 8.5 minutes is a tougher time to beat than that 17.5 minutes last time around. Let's see what happens here as Mela pushes forward for GG. In fact, a lot of blue players up on this side of the map. Watt is kind of trying to sneak around and look for the headshot, but he's not going to find anything there. And Hein on his Pyro right now. It's a pretty common thing to have your Pyro and Heavy up here because your Pyro will just be able to air blast away the enemy Uber. And there you go, he's actually air blasting the pills as well. My voice is going. I apologize. It is going up. And Raz coming in, kills the engineer. Nice. Combat Toast coming in on top of that as well. Bone Masher still trying to peek around behind his enemies. It's just crazy action all over the place, guys. I'm sorry, but it looks as if our red team is not doing all that well. And Bio is going to start laying down some sticks on that soldier. I'm sorry, the Heavy. There you go. That's probably going to be a nice, quick first capture for Gangsta Gang Gaming. And there you go. And somebody says that Combat Toast was saying nice shot. Let me just hang on, guys. I'm going to rewind that. We are rewinding just for a second because I was told there was something I absolutely had to go on camera clip here. Oh, he sees the soldier bombing in. Massive air shot on that soldier. That's what we wanted to see. And of course, the card is going to get captured. We just saw it happen in a nice amount of time. But I was told I could not miss that one. So since I missed it, I had to go back just for a second. Hopefully, you can bear with me there. Pretty nice though, and it does look as if once again our red team is going to try and set up a nice little defense on the roof, and they've been doing a pretty good roof hold if they can get it set up properly. They've got a lot of players up here, including the Pyro, just to try to air blast people away. Sentry is going to do some good damage from its position, but they need to build it up level 3. The Uber is in right now. Has been popped on the soldier here, who gets upstairs, kills the Sentry, but can't kill anything else, and there is still Hein with 100% Uber of his own. Going to be able to pop that whenever he needs to save this point. They get Girardi'd. He may want to think about popping it relatively soon. You don't want to take a lot of damage because he's only got 140 health with that Vitasaw. Wait, is that the Witch Queen? No, it's regular minigun. Okay, my bad. Remember that Girardi does make you take 135% more damage. They do pop the Uber just barely in time to stop that capture. Probably could have done it a little bit sooner because they you know, at this point they have to actually leave somebody on the cart to prevent it from getting pushed forward. Whereas if they jumped down just a little bit sooner, that would have been okay. Seabass gets overdose kill meanwhile, which is always fun to see those needles destroying things. And Blaze notices there is no sentry, so he's gonna mess around with look at that pyro. It's Fathom. Well, Star comes in and tries to blast them away. So there you go. This is the problem. Our red team there, looking handsome, actually could have stopped that cap a little bit easier if they had Ubered earlier and just jumped out onto the cart. But I guess they wanted to wait until they knew they were going to get the medic or something. 5.5 minutes is a very doable time here for these last couple of points. It's all going to come down to... Oh, nice kill by Blaze. All going to come down to how fast GG can push and how good defense is from the red team. Bone Masher on the Cloak and Dagger once again. And it's going to sneak up behind that enemy combo, I think. Decloak in this... Oh! Don't decloak yet. There you go. Okay. Now it's probably decloak, and it's going to spot out the enemy medic. Takes him down. Takes down the heavy. Oh, it's crazy stuff right there. So that's Bicycle really being put to good use. And there you go. A flaming ice sculpture. That's a fun one. GG going to have some trouble pushing if they don't have their heavy and medic. And remember, Hein now has a big Uber advantage as well. So they will be able to hold this point for a bit. 4 minutes 36 seconds left on the clock. And Seabass, that means there's only about time for 4 or 5 more Ubers out of him. We're going to have to make every single one of those count really well. Wow, B-Man almost cratered. But GG pushing their heavy up through this house once again. You gotta be careful here because not only can you get sticky trapped, but you can get really spammed hard by a heavy with very little notice in this house. It's tough to take. If you can take it, it's good because it gives you some high ground advantage. But it's tough. And that cart still just sitting there. Ayla is overhealing. Now going to try and take down the enemy heavy, but there goes the Uber from Hein. Take down Mela. That's the only kill they have so far. I mean, losing their demo, their soldier, their scout. Yeah, I need to back away from that. And actually, Stingray died, so oops. So looking handsome here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I know we've seen this. It's like happened all game, but I totally missed it. I like that helmet. It's awesome. Okay, Bone Masher, meanwhile, once again, behind enemy lines. Waits for the last person to pass by the teleporter so he doesn't get spotted. And here he comes. He's not worried about sapping stuff. He just wants to get the kills because these are important kills if he can get them. And there you go. Once again, takes down Seabass. Going for the pyro here. They finally noticed he's there. He will not be able to get away with that. There's no dead ringer because he's in the Cloak and Dagger. But it doesn't matter. At this point, he got the necessary kill. If the medic is not there to pop an Uber, it's going to be really tough to deal with this sentry and all the other crap hanging around here by Looking Handsome. They've got to defend it for 3 minutes, so it's still anybody's game. This is so up in the air right now. I thought GG was just going to win it for sure. Of course, GG, I think, was last season's Platinum Champions, possibly. And there you go, Hein with the Uber once again. They're going to try and push this as far forward as possible to get some kills. We'll see if they can actually do that, though. No, not really. They're going to have to back away, but at least they're putting on the pressure. And Clip is, whoa, he's really far forward. They're going to look for that teleporter, maybe? I don't know. I think Clip's just going to run back. Probably a good idea. They've already gotten 4 kills out of it. And they still have an Uber advantage over Seabass. So anyway, the Looking Handsome team, they're doing a nice job against the former champions. GG. 2 minutes left to go here, and the cart's actually moving backwards. Time is fast approaching. Oh, and look at that. A nice headshot by Napalm. The time is fast approaching where it is mathematically impossible to get that cart to the last point. Nice reflect kill by Fathom on Combat Toast. Oh, those are fun. And Napalm ends up hitting a nice headshot on his opposing sniper as well. GG is starting to fall apart here. They cannot put a push together. Seabass, 70% Uber. This is their last gasp. If they cannot get this Uber going, then they pretty much lose this game. Because it is 1-1 in terms of stopwatch rounds right now. And if they lose this last push, if they cannot beat that minute and 36-second timer, they will go down 2-1 stopwatch rounds. They will have a loss. Somebody got telefragged apparently. Bone Masher, I guess. I don't know what's happening there. The Uber is ready. They're going to pop it, but their opponents have the Uber as well. It has been popped as well. 1 minute and 20 left on the clock. Still enough time if they can take out the sentry, but they're being blasted away. GG may have to call GG. Taking down the demo, so at the very least they could get in here and start dealing some good damage to the sentry. They are, but it is being repaired very effectively by a spy. Oh, there you go. By engineer, I'm sorry. Spy gets on the engineer, and now GG's going to have to try pretty darn hard to push this card all the way to the last point in under 60 seconds. It's possible. It's very possible. But it's unlikely. So we'll see if these guys can be the unlikely heroes. Why doing a nice job so far getting aggressive, but he gets taken down. Never fun. And slowly but surely our red team is setting up and establishing a defense here on the last point. Slowly gets popped up in the air once again. Popped up in the air once again, and finally Fathom is taken down. 28 health left on him, and he's taken down by the heavy. Only 5 players left alive. One of them is, of course, Bone Masher, and one of them is Ubered. Ubered Heavy here to stop the point. 25 seconds. I don't think it's possible. I don't think they can do it. Even if they have time spree on this card the entire way there, I think that is GG. And Looking Handsome will actually win by the skin of their teeth against Gangsta Gang Gaming. So close here, but 10 seconds is enough time, especially if you're getting spam on the cart like that. Oh man, beautiful kills there by Clip, by Crux. Everything came down these last couple of seconds, and that is the game. Looking Handsome beats Gangsta Gang Gaming. Thank you for watching. This has, of course, been Salamancer. Hit subscribe on youtube.com/fatmop. That is, of course, where all of these videos go in high definition. You can see lots and lots of shoutcasts by me. And as the ESEA season actually winds to a close here, we're going to have some really awesome content, not just there, but on XTV as well. So check me out on XTV. I am at SalTF2 on Twitter. And occasionally I do remember I have a Twitter account, and I post stuff on it. So do go check that out as well. See y'all later.